The giant ship appeared over Seoul without warning. One moment the sky was clear, and the next, a vessel the size of 3 football fields hung in the air. It made no sound. It just waited. World leaders panicked. Armies rushed to their stations. News channels showed nothing else. But after 2 days of silence, the ship finally opened. Captain Jung Kim stood at attention as the aliens walked down a glowing ramp. He gripped his gun tightly, though he had been ordered not to use it. 6 soldiers flanked him, all trying not to show fear. The aliens were not what anyone expected. They were tall, nearly 3 meters, with skin like foggy glass. Jung could see shadows of organs moving inside their bodies. Their eyes were large black pools without pupils. "I am Ambassador Tech of the Galactic Confederation," the first alien said in perfect Korean. Its mouth didn't move. The words simply appeared in everyone's minds. "We have watched your planet for many years. We come in peace." Behind the official greeting line, crowds pushed against barriers to see. Cameras flashed. People screamed and pointed. "Earth is honored," said President Park with a slight bow. "We welcome you to our world." 3 days later, Jung sat in a meeting room as Ambassador Tech explained the offer to Earth's United Nations. The Confederation includes over 2,000 species across 8,000 worlds, Tech said. Images of strange planets and creatures appeared on the wall behind him. "We offer Earth protection, technology, medicine, trade. And what do you want in return?" asked the French representative. Tech's body rippled slightly. What June had learned was their version of a smile. Very little. Some resources, cultural exchange, and Earth's agreement to join as a protected species. Protected species? June asked before he could stop himself. "Yes, your civilization is young. Only level 2 on our scale. You need guidance before full membership." June felt his face grow hot. "You mean we would be pets?" President Park shot him a warning look. Captain Kim speaks out of turn. "Please continue, Ambassador." Later in the hallway, President Park pulled June aside. "I understand your pride, Captain, but think about what they offer. Cures for cancer, clean energy, space travel. At what cost?" June asked. "They talk to us like we're children. Perhaps to them, we are," the president sighed. "The Global Council votes tomorrow. But I can tell you now, we will accept. We must." Far from Seoul, in a mountain temple hidden by ancient trees, Master Hyun watched the news on a small screen. His weathered face showed no emotion as he turned to the 20 men and women kneeling before him. All wore simple black clothes. All had trained with him since childhood. "It has happened," Master Hyun said quietly. "The stars have sent their warriors, just as our ancestors foresaw." A woman at the front raised her head. "Should we reveal ourselves, Master?" "No. Nah. Not yet." Master Hyun turned off the screen. "For 500 years, our clan has prepared for this day. We have kept the old ways when others forgot. We have trained in darkness to fight enemies from beyond the sky." He stood, his small frame somehow filling the room with authority. "The aliens believe humans are weak. They do not know about us, the Shadow Warriors, the ninjas of Earth." He looked at each face in turn. "Jin, you will go first. Your path has been set since birth." A young man with calm eyes bowed his head. "I am ready, Master." "Good." Master Han nodded. "While world leaders sign away our freedom, we will prepare. The galaxy does not fear Earth now, but they will learn." Outside, thunder rolled across the mountains as rain began to fall. The ancient ninja temple disappeared into the mist, hidden as it had been for centuries, waiting for the moment to strike. 6 months had passed since the aliens came. Earth had changed quickly. Strange buildings now stood in major cities. New machines cleaned the air and water. Sick people got better with alien medicine. But not everyone was happy. Jin Park stood in line with 50 other humans. They waited to board the shuttle that would take them to the Galactic Academy. Jin looked ordinary. average height, simple black hair, calm face. No one would guess he was a ninja trained since childhood. Next, called an alien guard. Its body was covered in blue scales, and it had 4 arms. Name and skill area. Jin Park. Computer systems, Jin said quietly. Master Hyun had created this fake background for him. Jin's real mission was to learn about the aliens and find their weaknesses. The guard waved him through with one of its upper arms. Section B, Seat 17. Inside the shuttle, Jin took his seat next to a young woman with short hair and bright eyes. "I'm Sue," she said, offering her hand. "Engineering. I can't believe we're going to space." Jin shook her hand. "Jin. Computers." "You don't seem excited," she said. Jin shrugged. "I am." Inside, he could not tell her that he had been preparing for this his whole life, that every night he still practiced the ancient moves Master Hyun had taught him, the moves that had been passed down for 500 years. The shuttle lifted off without a sound. Through the window, Jin watched Earth grow smaller until it was just a blue ball. He thought of Master Hyun's last words to him. "Learn everything. Trust no one. Remember who you are." 3 days later, the shuttle docked at the academy. It was a giant ring floating in space, with thousands of windows glowing like stars. The new students walked through huge doors into a hall filled with aliens of all kinds. Some floated in the air. Others crawled on many legs. Some looked almost human until they turned to show a face on both sides of their head. "Humans, welcome," said a tall alien with skin like golden metal. "I am Director Krell. You are the first humans to join our academy. This is a great honor for your species." Jin looked around. The aliens watched the humans with curious eyes. Some made sounds that might have been laughter. "You will find that education here is different," Krell continued. "You will learn faster than on Earth. You will study things your people have not yet discovered. But it will be difficult. Your brains are simpler than most species here." Jin felt anger rise in his chest, but kept his face calm. This was why he was here. The aliens thought humans were weak. Later, in his small room, Jin unpacked his few things. He placed a simple wooden box under his bed. Inside was a black cloth and small tools that looked ordinary, but were actually ninja weapons. A sound at his door made him turn quickly. "Sorry to surprise you," Sue said, standing in the doorway. "They posted our class schedules. We're in advanced systems together." Jin nodded and relaxed slightly. "Good. It will help to know someone." "Have you seen the training hall?" she asked. "It's amazing, but the physical tests look impossible. The aliens are so much stronger than us." Jin just smiled. Strength isn't everything. That night, when the academy was quiet, Jin slipped out of his room without making a sound. He moved through the hallways like a shadow, avoiding the security sensors that would detect most beings. Master Hyun had taught him how. Jin found the main computer room and placed his hand against the door. He couldn't get in yet, but he memorized the layout, the security, the timing of the guards. He would need this information later. As Jin made his way back, he heard voices. He pressed himself against the wall and seemed to disappear into the darkness. "These humans are no threat," said an alien with a deep voice. "They are slow, weak. Their planet will be ours within 5 years." "The council said to be patient," another answered. "Let them believe they are allies until we are ready." Jin's eyes narrowed as he listened. This was what Master Hyun had feared. This was why the ninja clan had survived all these centuries. The galaxy didn't fear Earth now, but they would soon learn. 1 year had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Confederation. Jin sat in the Academy library, reading reports from home on his datapad. His face grew darker with each new message. In Africa, alien mining machines dug huge holes where farms once stood. In South America, forests were being cut down at a speed never seen before. In Asia, new factories made strange materials that poisoned the rivers. Bad news. Sue asked, sitting down beside him. Over the past year, she had become his only friend at the academy. Jin had been careful, but he trusted her more than anyone else here. "Look at this," Jin said, showing her pictures of his hometown in Korea. Once green hills now had strange metal towers on them. "They said they were helping us." Sue nodded sadly. "My family writes that food prices are too high now. The aliens take our best crops for their own worlds." Jin had learned much in his year at the academy. Humans were at the bottom of the Confederation's list of species. Earth was seen as a resource, not a partner. The technology the aliens shared was just enough to keep Earth's leaders happy while they took what they wanted. That night, Jin waited until the academy was quiet. He slipped out of his room wearing the black clothes of his ninja clan. He moved like smoke through the halls, avoiding the security cameras and heat sensors. Jin had discovered that the alien systems couldn't track him when he used certain ninja movements. It was strange, almost like his ancient training had been made for this purpose. He reached the main computer room and used a small device Sue had built for him. The door slid open. Inside, Jin connected his data pad to the main system. He had only a few minutes before the security scan would detect him. Files flowed onto his pad. Secret plans, hidden reports, true maps of what the Confederation was doing on Earth. A noise in the hallway made Jin freeze. He disconnected quickly and moved into the shadows. A guard walked by, its 6 legs making clicking sounds on the floor. It didn't see Jin standing perfectly still in the corner. Back in his room, Jin studied what he had found. The truth was worse than he had feared. The Confederation planned to reduce Earth's population over the next 20 years. They would move most humans to conservation areas while they took over the planet's resources. Earth would become a mining colony, with just enough humans kept alive to serve as workers and study subjects. Jin sent an encoded message to Master Hyun. "The enemy plans what we feared. We must act." The next day, Jin met Sue in a quiet corner of the academy garden. "I need to tell you something," he said. He had decided to risk trusting her fully. "I'm not really a computer student." Sue smiled. "I know there's more to you, Jin. I've seen how you move sometimes when you think no one is watching." Jin took a deep breath. "I belong to an ancient group on Earth. We've trained for centuries for this moment. I need your help." He told her about his ninja clan, about Master Hyun, about the secret skills that somehow let him avoid alien detection. "I found proof of what they're really doing to Earth," he said, showing her his data pad. "I need to send this to Earth's leaders, but I'm not sure who to trust. Many have been bought with alien gifts and promises." Sue's eyes widened as she read the files. "My cousin works for the Korean government. She's been suspicious of the aliens from the start. She might help us." Jin nodded. "Good, but we need to do more than just warn people. We need to fight back." "How?" Sue asked. "Their technology is centuries ahead of ours. Their ships could destroy our cities in minutes." Jin smiled slightly. "Technology isn't everything. My people have special skills, skills that work against the aliens in ways we don't fully understand yet." He demonstrated by moving his hand in a pattern Master Hyun had taught him. The security drone floating nearby suddenly changed direction, as if it couldn't see them. "That's impossible," Sue whispered. "No," Jin said. "That's ninja science, and it's time to teach others." That night, Jin sent another message to Earth. "Begin Phase 2. Find the others like me. The shadow path begins." 3 months had passed since Jin revealed his true purpose to Sue. They now worked together in secret. Jin had begun teaching Sue the basic ninja movements that confused the alien sensors. She learned quickly. "Focus on your breathing," Jin said as they practiced in his room late at night. "The aliens sense body heat and fast movement. The old masters found ways to hide both." Sue moved her hand in a slow, special pattern. The small security drone in the corner turned away as if it couldn't see her. "It works," she whispered. "But why?" How did your ancestors know techniques that work against alien technology? Jin shook his head. Master Hyun never explained. He only said our clan has prepared for the sky visitors for 500 years. During the day, Jin and Sue acted normal. They attended classes. They spoke politely to the alien teachers. But at night, they planned. Jin had found 5 other humans at the academy he could trust. He taught them all the basic ninja skills. They became the first members of what Jin called the Shadow Path. One night, Jin led his small team through the dark halls of the academy. They moved like ghosts, using the techniques he had taught them. Their mission was simple: place small devices Sue had built on key systems throughout the station. Remember, Jin whispered, no fighting unless you have no choice. We are shadows, not warriors. Not yet. The team split up. Jin moved alone toward the main power center. 2 guards stood at the door, large aliens with thick armor and 4 arms each. Jin watched their pattern from the shadows. They looked left, then right, every 30 seconds. When both guards looked away, Jin moved. He seemed to flow across the open space like water. Neither guard saw him. The security camera didn't track him. He reached the wall beside the door and placed Sue's small device under a panel. The light on it blinked once, then went dark. Jin made it back to his room without being seen. One by one, his team members returned safely. Their mission was complete. The next morning, strange things began to happen across the academy. Doors opened and closed on their own. Lights went out in some sections. Food machines gave the wrong meals. Security systems showed empty halls when people were clearly walking through them. The aliens were confused. They checked their systems but found nothing wrong. They didn't know that Sue's devices were causing small random problems. Nothing big enough to raise serious alarm, but enough to show that their technology wasn't perfect. Phase 1 complete, Jin told his team when they met secretly. Now the real work begins. Back on Earth, Master Hyun received Jin's coded message. He nodded and sent out calls to ninja cells hidden around the world. It was time to activate all of them. In alien bases across Earth, strange accidents started happening. Important equipment broke for no reason. Security systems failed. Some aliens reported seeing shadows move on their own, but when they looked again, nothing was there. At the academy, Director Krell called an emergency meeting. Someone is interfering with our systems, the golden-skinned alien said, its voice angry. We believe humans may be responsible. An alien with tentacles for arms spoke up. Impossible. Human technology is too primitive to affect our systems. Nevertheless, Krell said, all humans will now be restricted to their quarters when not in class. Security will be increased. Jin sat quietly in the meeting, his face showing nothing. This was expected. The aliens would first deny, then restrict, then search. By the time they began to truly worry, it would be too late. That night, Jin sent a new message to Earth. Restrictions in place. Moving to Phase 3. Across the stars, something new was spreading through the Confederation, a feeling they rarely experienced. Fear. For the first time in their long history, the advanced aliens couldn't explain what was happening. Their sensors showed nothing, yet their systems failed. Their guards saw nothing, yet things changed. The humans, who they had seen as simple and weak, were becoming a shadow that could not be caught. 2 weeks had passed since the restrictions began. Jin and Sue worked in her small lab, pretending to study alien technology. In truth, they were doing something much more important. Look at this, Sue said quietly. She pointed to her screen, which showed a scan of an alien brain. I've been studying their biology. All Confederation species have something humans don't have. Jin leaned closer. What is it? A special part in their brains. It processes information in a quantum way. It makes their senses better than ours. But, she smiled, it also gives them a weakness. Jin's eyes widened. A weakness. Sue nodded. Their brains are connected to their sensory systems through quantum links. Certain movements and patterns, like your ninja techniques, create disruptions in these links. That's why they can't see you when you move in those special ways. Jin sat back, amazed. So the ancient ninja techniques work against aliens because they accidentally disrupt quantum brain functions. Su finished. Your ancestors somehow discovered movements that create blind spots in alien perception. This news changed everything. Jin had always wondered how techniques from ancient Earth could work against advanced alien technology. Now it made sense, but it also raised more questions. How did the old masters know? Jin whispered. How did they discover techniques that would work against beings they had never met? Su shook her head. I don't know. But there's more. She showed him another screen. I can build small devices that create the same effect. If we make enough of them, even untrained humans could move unseen among the aliens. Jin smiled. This was better than he had hoped. How quickly can you make them? With the right materials, I could make 50 in a week. But getting the parts will be hard with the new restrictions. Jin stood up. Leave that to me. That night, Jin moved through the academy like a ghost. The increased security meant more guards and cameras, but his ninja training let him pass unseen. He reached the supply storage area and slipped inside. Jin took only what Su needed, small pieces from different bins, so nothing would be missed. As he was about to leave, he heard voices outside the door. The director wants answers, said a guard. These incidents are spreading. Now reports are coming from 3 other academies where humans are studying. It can't be the humans, another guard replied. Our scans show nothing unusual. Perhaps it's a system error. Perhaps, but the High Command is concerned. Some are saying we should never have brought humans into the Confederation. Jin waited until they left, then returned to Su's lab with the parts. She immediately began working on the devices. 3 days later, Su had completed the first 10 disruptors. They were small, flat discs that could be hidden in clothing. They work like your ninja movements, she explained to the Shadow Path members. They create patterns that confuse alien senses. Wear one, and you'll be much harder for them to see or track. Jin tested the first one. He walked past a security scanner that normally would set off alarms for unauthorized humans. Nothing happened. The scanner didn't register his presence. It works, he told the team. Now we can move more freely, even those of you still learning the ninja techniques. That night, Jin sent a message to Master Hyun. We have discovered why our techniques work. Su has created devices that amplify the effect. Ready for Phase 4. The reply came quickly. Good news. Alien control is tightening on Earth. They suspect something but find nothing. The ancient scrolls speak of this time, the shadow before the storm. Prepare for the first strike. Jin gathered his team. The time for small disruptions is over. In 3 days, we make our first real move against the Confederation. Su looked worried. What exactly are we going to do? Jin's face was serious. We're going to steal a ship and send proof of the Confederation's plans to every human on Earth. The team looked at each other with nervous eyes, but no one objected. They had all seen what the aliens were doing to their home. It was time to fight back. Across the academy, in his private chambers, Director Krell received a disturbing report. Security systems were experiencing brief failures throughout the station. The pattern was too regular to be random. Find the cause, he ordered. Whatever it takes. The hunt had begun. The day of the mission arrived. Jin gathered his team in Su's lab for final instructions. Each person wore one of Su's disruptor devices, hidden in their clothes. Remember the plan, Jin said quietly. Team 1 creates a distraction in the south wing. Team 2 secures the communication room. Su and I will take the ship. Han, a quiet man who had once been a farmer, looked nervous. What if we're caught? Use the techniques I taught you, Jin said. And remember, we don't hurt anyone unless absolutely necessary. We want to show that humans are better than they think, not prove that we're dangerous. At exactly midnight, the mission began. Han's team set off small devices in the Academy's south wing. Alarms blared. Most guards ran toward the disturbance. Meanwhile, Jin and Sue moved silently toward the shuttle bay. Their disruptors kept them invisible to the security cameras. The few guards they encountered looked right through them, their alien brains unable to process what their eyes were seeing. "There," Sue whispered, pointing to a small shuttle. "That one has the range to reach Earth." They slipped inside the ship. Sue went to the controls while Jin stood guard. She had studied alien ship systems for months and quickly bypassed the security locks. "Ready," she said after a few minutes. "But they'll notice a ship launching. We'll have fighters after us." Jin nodded. "That's part of the plan. Get us to the main communication satellite. We only need 5 minutes there." The shuttle's engines hummed to life. Sue guided it out of the bay before the confused dock workers could stop them. Alarms sounded throughout the Academy. "Unidentified shuttle." The voice came through the comm system. "Return immediately or be destroyed." Sue ignored the warning and pushed the shuttle to full speed. Behind them, 3 alien fighters launched in pursuit. "They're gaining on us," Sue said, her voice tense. "Just get us to the satellite," Jin replied calmly. "Team 2 should be in position by now." Back at the Academy, the second team had reached the communication center. Using their disruptors, they moved past the guards and began their work. They couldn't be seen, but the aliens could see the control panels changing on their own as if by magic. "Security breach in communication center," a panicked voice called over the Academy system. Director Krell rushed to the central command room. "What is happening?" "Unknown, Director," an officer replied. "Systems are being accessed, but scans show no one present. And we have a stolen shuttle heading for the main communication hub." Krell's golden skin darkened with anger. "Destroy that shuttle." In space, Jin and Sue reached the massive communication satellite. The pursuing fighters were close behind. "We're in range," Sue said. "Sending the data packet now." Jin had prepared a special message. It contained all the evidence they had gathered about the Confederation's true plans for Earth. It showed the secret mining operations, the population reduction plans, everything. And with it, instructions from Master Hyun on how to resist. "Transmission complete," Sue said. "It's being broadcast to every communication device on Earth." Jin nodded. Now for part 2. He activated his own special device. Suddenly, the same transmission began broadcasting to every Confederation world. The truth about Earth's exploitation was now spreading across the galaxy. "Human ship, surrender immediately," came a harsh voice as the fighters surrounded them. Jin looked at Sue. "Time to go home." She smiled and pressed a special sequence Sue had programmed. Their ship jumped into faster-than-light travel, following a course only they knew. On the Academy command deck, Director Krell received the worst news of his career. The humans, they've vanished. And the communication system has been compromised. Their message is everywhere. We can't stop it. For the first time in his long life, Krell felt real fear. These humans were not what they seemed. They moved like shadows. They disappeared at will. And now, they had exposed the Confederation's greatest secret. On his private channel, he sent an urgent message to High Command. "We have severely underestimated the humans. Request immediate reinforcements. Admiral Drex should be notified." Across the stars, a legend was being born. The legend of the human shadows who could not be caught. The ninjas of Earth had made their first strike. 1 week after Jin and Sue's escape, massive Confederation warships appeared in Earth's orbit. They were huge black vessels that blocked the sun in some cities, casting dark shadows on the ground below. "This is Admiral Drex of the Galactic Confederation," boomed a voice from the ships. It was broadcast on every channel, in every language. "Surrender the rebels who call themselves the Shadow Path. If you refuse, we will destroy 1 city every day until they are found." People around the world panicked. Many governments quickly agreed to help the aliens find Jin and his team. But others who had seen the truth in Jin's message quietly prepared to resist. In the mountains of Korea, Jin, Su, and their team met with Master Hyun in the ancient ninja temple. The old man looked at Jin with proud eyes. "You have done well," Master Hyun said, "but now comes the hardest part." Jin nodded. "They brought their biggest ships, just as you predicted." Master Hyun stood and walked to an old stone wall. He pressed his hand against a hidden spot, and the wall slid open. Behind it was a small room filled with ancient scrolls and maps of the stars. "For 500 years, our clan has prepared for this day," the old master said. "Now it is time to reveal our final secret." He unrolled a large scroll that showed strange symbols and drawings of beings that looked exactly like the Confederation aliens. "Our ancestors met these aliens before," Master Hyun explained. "They came to Earth long ago. They tried to take our world then too, but they were defeated by the first ninjas. The aliens erased this defeat from their history, but our clan remembered. We kept training, kept the old techniques alive, knowing they would return someday." Jin stared at the ancient scroll in amazement. "So that's why our techniques work against them. They were created specifically to fight these aliens." "Yes," Master Han nodded. "And now we will use our ancestors' final plan." The old master revealed that for centuries, ninja agents had been sent into space on the first human exploration ships. They had hidden themselves on alien worlds, waiting for this moment. There were hundreds of trained ninjas already embedded throughout the Confederation. "It is time to activate all of them," Master Han said. He sent a special signal that only those with ninja training could detect. In space, Admiral Drex waited on his command ship. He was a tall alien with dark blue skin and eyes that glowed red. He had fought in many wars, but something about these humans made him uneasy. "Any response from Earth?" he asked his officers. "None, Admiral," one replied. "But our sensors detect unusual energy patterns in several cities." Before Drex could respond, strange things began happening on his ship. Lights flickered. Doors opened and closed by themselves. Weapons systems went offline. "What is happening?" Drex demanded. "Unknown, Admiral. The same thing is occurring on all our ships." On the command deck view screen, a figure suddenly appeared. It was Jin, wearing the traditional black clothes of his ninja clan. "Admiral Drex," Jin said calmly, "your ships are now under our control." "Impossible," Drex roared. "How did you get this channel? Where are you?" "I am closer than you think," Jin replied. "Look around you, Admiral. We are everywhere and nowhere." As if to prove his point, items on the command deck began to move on their own. Control panels changed without anyone touching them. Drex realized with horror that the humans were somehow on his ship, invisible to his eyes and sensors. "What do you want?" the Admiral asked, trying to hide his fear. "A new agreement," Jin said. "One where Earth is treated as an equal, not a resource to be used up. End your attacks now, or we will disable every ship in your fleet." To show this was not an empty threat, power suddenly went out across half the ship. Drex was a proud warrior, but he was also smart. These humans had abilities his people did not understand. They could not be fought with normal weapons. "I will speak with the Confederation Council," Drex said finally. "A new agreement may be possible." Jin nodded. "You have one day, Admiral. Choose wisely." As Jin's image disappeared from the screen, Drex looked around his command deck. Were the humans here right now, watching him? He couldn't tell, and that frightened him more than any enemy he had ever faced. The Shadow Warriors of Earth had changed the game. For the first time in its long history, the mighty Confederation was negotiating out of fear. Admiral Drex stood in the grand meeting hall of his command ship. Across from him sat Jin, Master Hyun, and Su. Behind them were 10 ninja warriors in black clothes. Though the meeting was for peace talks, tension filled the air. The Confederation Council has agreed to hear your demands, Drex said stiffly. But first, I must know how you defeated our security. No species has ever done this before. Master Hyun's old eyes studied the Admiral. Because you erased the memory of your defeat from your records. But we remember. Drex's red eyes narrowed. What are you talking about, old man? Show him, Master Hyun said to Sue. Sue placed a small device on the table. It projected images from the ancient scrolls, drawings of aliens exactly like those in the Confederation. Beside them were humans in ninja garb, fighting them with special weapons and techniques. These scrolls are from Earth, dated 1487, Sue explained, over 500 years ago. Drex stepped closer, his blue skin turning pale. That's impossible. We have no record of contact with Earth before 20 years ago. Because you deleted those records, Master Hyun said. But I will tell you what happened. The old master explained that 5 centuries ago, scout ships from the Confederation had come to Earth. They had tried to take humans as specimens and resources, just as they were doing now. But they encountered Japan's ninja clans, who discovered the aliens' weakness and developed techniques to fight them. The aliens were defeated and fled, Master Hyun said. But before they left, they vowed to return when Earth was more developed and valuable. The ninja clans knew this day would come. We prepared for centuries. Drex sat down heavily. This explains why our sensors cannot detect you when you use certain movements, why our quantum brain links become confused. He looked at Jin. But how did your kind know to maintain these skills for so long? How did you remember when we forgot? Jin stepped forward and placed an ancient metal object on the table. It was an alien device. Our ancestors took this from your people, Jin said. We've passed it down through generations. It contains partial records of your first visit. We used it to keep preparing, to keep our techniques effective against your technology as it evolved. Sue touched the device, and it lit up with alien script. We couldn't read most of it, but we understood enough. Your people have been monitoring Earth from afar since that first contact, waiting for the right time to return. Drex was silent for a long moment. Then he did something surprising. He laughed. It was a strange, rumbling sound. All these years, he said, the Confederation has believed humans were simple creatures we discovered recently. We thought ourselves so superior. He shook his head. Instead, you have been watching us watching you, preparing for this moment. Jin nodded. Now you understand why we must be treated as equals. Your people tried to conquer us twice. Both times, you failed. The Council will not be pleased, Drex said, but they cannot argue with the facts. Your Shadow Path warriors have disabled our ships, exposed our plans, and shown you are not the simple species we thought. Master Hyun's face remained serious. What happens now is your choice. Admiral, peace between equals, or your warriors will continue to haunt our ships like ghosts, Drex finished, moving unseen, untraceable. He stood up straight. I am a warrior. I recognize when I face a worthy opponent. I will support a new agreement with Earth. Jin reached out his hand in the human gesture of agreement. After a moment's hesitation, Drex extended his 4-fingered hand and took Jin's. There is much we can learn from each other, Jin said. As partners, not masters and servants. As they shook hands, both knew the galaxy had changed forever. The day the Confederation realized they should have feared Earth all along, especially its shadows. Word spread quickly through the Confederation ships. The humans were not what they seemed. They had been preparing for this encounter for centuries. And the silent warriors who could not be seen or caught, these ninjas, had forced the mighty Confederation to its first treaty of equals in 300 years. 1 year had passed since the treaty between Earth and the Galactic Confederation. Things had changed greatly. Earth was now a full member with equal rights. The alien mining operations had stopped. The exploitation was over. Jin stood on a balcony of the new Earth Embassy on the Confederation's capital world. The alien city spread out before him, with tall towers of crystal and metal reaching into the pink sky. Beside him stood Sue, now Earth's chief science officer. "Sometimes I still can't believe we did it," Sue said, looking out at the alien world. Jin smiled. "Master Hyun always said our day would come. He prepared us for centuries." Master Hyun had become a legend throughout the galaxy. The old ninja master now led a special council that protected Earth's interests. Aliens from many worlds came to him, asking to learn the ancient techniques that had defeated the Confederation's technology. "Ambassador Jin," a voice called from inside. "The council meeting will begin soon." Jin nodded. He was now Earth's official representative to the Confederation. He wore formal clothes, but underneath was the black suit of his ninja clan. He never went anywhere without it. In the Great Council chamber, representatives from 2,000 worlds sat in a huge circle. Jin took his seat as the newest member. Many alien eyes watched him with a mixture of respect and fear. The story of how Earth's shadow warriors had defeated the Confederation's greatest ships had spread across the galaxy. Admiral Drex, now promoted to defense minister, approached Jin before the meeting. "Ambassador," the blue-skinned alien said with a small bow, "I have news you might find interesting." "What is it, Minister?" Jin asked. "Our archaeologists have found more records of the first contact with Earth. It seems your ninja ancestors didn't just defeat our forces. They saved some of our people who were injured in the conflict. They showed mercy when they could have destroyed us completely." Jin nodded. "That does not surprise me. Master Hyun always taught us that true strength is shown through mercy, not just victory." The council meeting began. The main topic was a new training program. Many worlds wanted to send their people to Earth to learn from the ninjas. Not just their fighting techniques, but their way of thinking, their ability to solve problems in unexpected ways. "Humans have something we lack," said a representative from a world of floating gas beings. "They think differently. They see solutions where we see only obstacles." After the meeting, Jin returned to the Earth Embassy where a special ceremony was taking place. 20 aliens from different worlds stood in a line, wearing the simple black training clothes of ninja students. Master Hyun walked slowly before them, his old face serious. "You come to learn our ways," the master said. "But understand this. The ninja path is not just about moving unseen or defeating enemies. It is about balance, about finding strength in silence, about knowing when to strike and when to show mercy." The alien students bowed in respect. Among them was a young blue-skinned alien, Drex's son, who had asked to be the first from his world to learn the Earth ways. Later, Jin sat with Master Hyun in a quiet garden designed to look like their mountain home in Korea. "Did you ever imagine this, Master?" Jin asked. "Aliens learning our ways, Earth having an equal place in the galaxy." The old man smiled slightly. The ancient scrolls spoke of a time when the Star People would return, and Earth would rise to meet them. But even I did not foresee how completely we would change the galaxy. Jin looked up at the strange stars of this alien world. Earth was just one small planet in a vast galaxy. But now the galaxy knew that humans, especially their shadow warriors, were not to be underestimated. The ninjas of Earth had changed the order of the stars, and the galaxy would never be the same again.